Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Harakakadash. Give honor to the apostles, bishops, elders, great millstone, who rule well and teach well. Shalom to all the saints of Akim, pushing his true hope and faith throughout the four corners of the earth, as well as the few sincere sisters of Akwaf, listening and being to her husband at home, as well as to the one thing scattered abroad. I say Shalom. Come back at you with another lesson, Lord willing, and be edifying, straight and quick and to the point. And there's a precept in the Sirach, the second chapter of Ecclesiasticus, the second chapter I had brought out at camp, but I just wanted to expound more on it. And Lord willing, it'd be edifying, shouldn't be too long at all. This is Sirach 2. And 17, it says, "They that fear the Lord will prepare their hearts and humble their souls in his sight." That had hit me because at that time in camp yesterday, the Blood Battle Rouge brothers, we was going over miracles, man. We was going over miracles and how we gonna need them. And that, that's absolutely right, man. Esau Edom coming down with, great wrath because he knew that he had but a short time. You got King Charles pushing the digital ID, which they was. All of a sudden I got a slacky, pushing the ID, but, he was one of the countries that really wasn't, pushing it all the way, not like that. But he, came on himself, not a king to us, just Charles, but the king over King Charles of, the UK, saying, basically pushing that digital ID, man, for, his citizens or whatever, man. Why? Because we had but a short time. And, Esau Edom, we know Esau Edom, wants everybody tracked, wants everybody charagma up, man. So we're going to have, spiritual power, man, because if, in this society, in this new society to come, on this side dealing with, Esau Edom, his plan, he going to X you out of his system if you don't have that RFID chip, man. Radio frequency identification. If you don't have that chip, you gonna be, man, that just shows you, man, this damn dude's a wicked, man. You gonna be outside his temple, man. Just like these heathens gonna be outside in our temple, outside our temple, in the kingdom. This what Esau Edom is trying to do on this side, man. So we gonna have to have miracles, and that's what we are preparing, our hearts for. We're preparing our hearts for persecution, being a pilgrim, but as well as in that time of fleeing, from these Romans, from these Gerger troops, from these Edomites. The Lord is gonna give unto us spiritual power, man. The Lord is gonna give us miracles, man, and that's what we're preparing our hearts, meaning our mind. That where your heart is la'ad, man. It's your mind, man. Having faith and believing, hey, man, it's going to be all A-OK, man. Yahweh Shema Shai, he always going to make a way. And it says, and humble their souls in his sight. That's right. Got to be humble first and foremost, talking to myself, man. Because we don't have no power, man. We was going over how the brother, your beloved brother Uriah, was going over how the Lord sent the angel, to drive the Euphrates River. We can't do that now, man. That's like you said, that's power for another realm, man. Drying up a whole river, man. But we gonna get, some of us brothers, gonna get that power, man. Or willing, be at that number. Some of us brothers gonna get that power, man. Like he said, another example. You have Lord will bring a woman unto you, then shoot, she become pregnant. Brother put his hand on her or whatever, and calm that storm, from all the cramps or the contractions and all that, man. That, the Lord, he gonna give us that power, man, to heal brothers. To heal, the sick, the wounded, and things of that nature, man. It happened in the ancient time, and no new thing under the sun is gonna happen in this time, even more, man. Because this is a time, as the scriptures say, like no other. It says, saying, we will fall into the hands of the Lord and not into the hands of men. For as his majesty, so is his mercy. Yep, and that's the spirit to be in, man. Not to fall into the hands of men. Especially not no damn Edomite, man. You falling in his hands, you gonna be through, man. Yeah, man, I'm just picturing Jake taking a deal with Esau, man. Esau is still gonna slay your ass, man. This man is a devil, man. He's the father of lies, man. So spirit to be in is to fall into the hands of the Lord, man. Not looking back, not going out to Egypt, for help, but relying on Yahweh Shemiah Shai. And that's what we're gonna have to do, man. We're going to have to rely on Yahweh Shemiah Shai. Because other than that, you go up another way. You don't have no covering. You don't have no protection, man. I don't care if you're a prepper, you've been in the military for X amount of years, you done mapped out your terrain, you live in the country, in the neck of the woods. That don't matter, man. If you don't have, first, if you ain't no Israelite, you ain't gonna make it anyway. But if you don't have the protection of Yahweh Shemiah Shai, if you ain't the elect, in the 1/3, man, you're not gonna make it over here in Babylon the Great, man. Because America, Babylon the Great, which is America, is gonna be what? Destroyed, man, by thermonuclear ICBM warheads, man, intercontinental ballistic missiles, man. And that's if, you survive Jacob's trouble, man. So, man, we gonna need the Lord, man. Yeah, so is his power, so is his glory, so is his what? So is his mercy, man. And it said, in the upper verse, it says, I'll read this. Verse 2, not verse 2, Sirach 2 and verse 10. It says, look at the generations of old, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded, or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? That's right, man. The Lord's name is a strong tower and the righteous runneth into it. But who's going to call upon that name, man? The elect, man. The elect is going to call upon that name. The elect been calling upon that name. That goes into preparing the mind, man. We already, we already falling on that sword of, man, I ain't stunning none of what Esau bringing, man. Yeah, he got power, but it's given unto him to do so from Yahweh Shemiah Shai. So we ain't finna be fearful and be a faint-hearted and go two ways, man. Nah, we sticking to this straight and narrow path, and we're gonna put our trust and hope and faith in Yahweh Shemiah Shai. Damn Eve wanna tell me, and if you get a chance, make sure you go vote and vote no, and everything, Like Jake and Eve, man, they destroyed, man. They ain't trusting in Yahweh Shemiah Shai. They trusted in a damn heathen, man, to rule over them. Think of how bugged out you gotta be to keep wanting a damn heathen to rule over you, man. Ain't helping you for your daily life whatsoever, man. But you still voting for these dumbass people. That's not even elected. These people is selected, man. Come on, man. Through, man. Just straight up through, bro. But they gonna be confounded, man. Because they didn't trust in Yahweh Shemiah Shai. They put their trust in man. They said, hey, man, I reject the Lord, man. I'm going to trust in Esau. Which is trusting in oppression, trusting in wickedness, man. Here it is, boy, the Lord got something coming for 2/3 of our people, man. Yahweh Shemiah Shai is about to destroy Esau and his enterprise, man. This whole infrastructure, and you going to be hand in hand with him that mean the Lord gonna destroy you too, man. And Jake gonna get it the worst, man. Cause you niggas never learn, man. Even though the prophets have been out for years upon decades, preaching and teaching, you still reject it, man. You still try to go up another way. It says, verse 11, it's the point, for the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long-suffering, very pitiful, and forgiveth sins, and saveth in a time of affliction. And that's what we hoping of, man. We hoping for mercy, man. We hoping that Yahweh Shem Yahweh shall spare us, in the day of his wrath, man. Because he ain't coming back like a man. Yahweh putting that spirit, vengeance spirit, in Yahweh Shai. Lord about to bring, these plagues, these vials, these judgments, these bowls, trumpets. It's going to be destruction as well as what? Deliverance, man. But only deliverance is going for the elect, man, and 1/3, man. Starting, with the elect, man. But it ain't for 2/3 of our people, man, because they don't what? They don't hope for good. They don't fear Yahweh Shem Yahweh. They don't look for everlasting joy and mercy. They want Babylon the Great, aka America, to continue, man. And that's why they have to be destroyed, man. But for my house, hey, for our house, Yahweh Tazah, we gonna serve the Lord, man. Whether we have to be a martyr, get our head, sliced through, whatever you want to call it. Hey, man, it is what it is, man. We'll be the first ones, among the first ones on the chariot, man. But we'd rather that than to take that charagma, man, and to look back, like Lot's wife. But with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Shem Yahweh Shai, by Shemar Kakadash, double to the apostles, bishops, elders, great millstone. Teaching real well, and shalom to all the sense I can push and true on faith throughout the focus of the earth. Shalom. Detail, Bible, Shalom.